What if the next major event in human history could happen at any moment? Not a war, not an election, not a scientific breakthrough, something far bigger. Jesus Christ said he would return, and according to the Bible, the signs are already appearing. But here is what is shocking. Most people are completely unprepared. And one warning Jesus gave nearly 2,000 years ago sounds more relevant today than ever before. For nearly 2,000 years, people have asked the same question. Will Jesus really return? Some laugh at the idea, others ignore it entirely. But Jesus repeatedly promised he would come again, not as a baby in a manger, not as a suffering servant, but as king. Think about that for a moment. Imagine if someone predicted their own death, their own resurrection, and then promised to return in glory. Wouldn't you want to know if they were telling the truth? Because the evidence suggests you should take that promise seriously. Jesus gave a warning that is often overlooked, and it may be the most important thing he ever said about his return. He described how life would seem completely normal right before everything changes. People eating, working, building, planning their future, laughing, celebrating, going about their daily routines without a second thought. Then suddenly everything changes in an instant. That is exactly why so many people may be caught completely off guard. Not because they never heard about his return, but because they became distracted by the noise of everyday life. The comfort of routine has a way of making eternity feel distant. And that is precisely the danger Jesus was pointing to. And what Jesus says next is honestly terrifying because he makes it clear that distraction is not an excuse. It is a choice. And every choice carries consequences that stretch far beyond this lifetime. When his disciples asked about the future, Jesus listed several signs that would mark the season of his return. Wars and rumors of wars, global unrest among nations, natural disasters increasing in frequency and intensity, widespread deception, deep fear spreading through entire populations, division tearing communities apart. Now think about our world today. For many people across every continent, it genuinely feels like everything is becoming more uncertain, more unstable, more unpredictable than ever before. Technology advances, yet anxiety increases. Nations grow more powerful, yet peace grows more fragile. But here is something important to understand. Jesus did not give these signs to create fear. He gave them so that people would pay attention. He gave them as a gift, a roadmap, a signal that the story of human history is moving toward its final chapter. And those who are watching will not be surprised. Then comes the moment the Bible describes in astonishing detail. The sky opens, the king returns. Every eye sees him, not just believers, not just those who were waiting, but every single person alive on earth. Every nation knows, every excuse disappears in an instant. Imagine a world where nobody can deny the truth anymore. The one who was mocked by crowds, rejected by religious leaders, betrayed by a close friend, crucified on a Roman cross outside the city walls. That same one returns in glory unlike anything human history has ever witnessed, not as a victim, not as a teacher standing in a crowd, but as King of Kings, with all authority in heaven and on earth. The moment will be undeniable, unstoppable, and utterly unlike anything this world has ever seen. But perhaps the biggest question is not when will Jesus return? Perhaps the real question is far more personal. If he returned today, would you be ready? Because according to Jesus himself, preparation is not about calculating dates or decoding timelines. It is about knowing him personally, deeply, genuinely. The Bible never tells us the exact day or the exact hour, but it does tell us something else with absolute clarity. Stay awake, stay ready, stay faithful. Because one day, without warning, without a final countdown, the waiting will end. The promise made 2,000 years ago will be fulfilled completely, and Jesus Christ will return exactly as he said he would. The only question that remains is not whether it will happen. The only question is whether you will be ready when it does.